Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Firefly Funhouse theory video. We have got a big theory that we need to discuss. We're going to talk about it at the end of the video because I really want to break down the Firefly Funhouse. We want to look at all 3 episodes. Of course, we're going to focus on the latest one, episode 3, and there was some real noteworthy stuff in that. But we're going to start off with something quite relaxing. We're going to talk about death, because death is all throughout the Firefly Funhouse. If you think back to episode 1, Bray Wyatt destroyed, killed off his old gimmick. In episode 2, we saw the fire that apparently destroyed the soul of Sister Abigail. Obviously, Bray Wyatt painted that in a picture. We heard the screams of a woman in the background. It's quite dark. This whole thing is very dark. And then, of course, in the latest episode, Ramblin' Rabbit would be killed by Mercy the Buzzard. Now, this is especially interesting because we theorized in the last video that Ramblin' Rabbit was kind of symbolic of Bray Wyatt's old character. The fact it was called Rambling Rabbit, you could argue that that's what Bray Wyatt's old promos were. He was basically a rambling rabbit. Not only that, he was very fearful of Abby the Witch, who you could say is maybe symbolic of Sister Abigail. And now Mercy the Buzzard has killed Rambling Rabbit, saying that he despised the fact that Ramblin' Rabbit was trying to force onto him his bohemian worldviews and ideologies. I just think that is so interesting because for me, that is just more confirmation that Ramblin' Rabbit is Bray Wyatt's old gimmick. Now, you might think that we're reading too much into all of this, but Bray Wyatt has actually been onto Twitter and said that he is disappointed that people are missing so much stuff. He said that to see a ghost, you have to believe in it. Basically, if you want to see what is actually in the funhouse, you've got to believe that it's actually there. So you need to believe that these things, these clues, these hints are actually in the funhouse if you want to see them. So I kind of find this so interesting. I think people are really on board with this. I think people are slowly coming round to the fact that there is a lot more here than people thought at first. As well as that comment from Bray, Bray has also said, "What is dead may never die." And I really think this is interesting because we could see Ramblin' Rabbit back again next week. What's to say that Ramblin' Rabbit is not healed by Bray Wyatt? We've already seen what Bray can do with the hurt glove. In episode 1, he held up the hurt glove, it spoke to him, and as a result, he destroyed that standee. He destroyed that image of his old self. Well, what happens when he listens to the heal glove? What happens when he tries to heal something? We've not seen him heal anything yet, and I really feel like that is something that will come. That is something for a future episode, maybe next week, and certainly Ramblin' Rabbit could do with healing right now, so maybe Ramblin' Rabbit will be healed. The other interesting point about the death subject is the fact that we saw last week that Bray painted that picture of Sister Abigail in the fire, but of course after that fire, it was teased that Abigail was still alive during his feud with Finn Balor. Bray Wyatt would actually dress or appear to dress as Sister Abigail, and he actually looked at the camera and said, "Abigail is alive." Now, of course, we wouldn't get any further with that because Bray Wyatt would fall ill, and so the match with Finn Balor would never go ahead. So it kind of left things unanswered, which does make it more interesting now. But there is death everywhere you look when it comes to Bray Wyatt. Let's talk about mentors. I really feel like Abby the Witch is Sister Abigail. And also, it's been spoken about by a lot of people that Mercy the Buzzard is Waylon Mercy. Now, I didn't really pay that much attention because it's well documented that Bray Wyatt is based on the Waylon Mercy character. I think it was Waylon Mercy who actually visited the Performance Center and gave Bray the idea. That's something that we've known about for a long time, so I didn't really feel it was that important that the buzzard was called Mercy, even if it was named after Waylon Mercy. But we have definitely seen that confirmed now. The fact that Mercy the buzzard used Waylon Mercy's catchphrase. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Plus, he spoke with a southern twang, just like that Waylon Mercy superstar did back in 1995. So it seems like we've got Bray, we've got Sister Abigail, we've got Waylon Mercy. There's no sign of any other characters yet. There's a lot of theories about Eric Young and about Nikki Cross. I don't see them getting involved yet. I don't see anything that implies that they are on the way. The sombrero that was hanging up on the wall that we've been waiting to see what would happen with that. Turns out that a kid was wearing it. So maybe they wear that whenever there's a picnic. The fact there was a picnic is a real big talking point as well, because Waylon Mercy did several vignettes in 1995, and one of his most famous was him talking about kids at a picnic. And then lo and behold, on this week's episode, we get kids at a picnic. A lot of people are now asking, are we going to see Waylon Mercy return? Maybe. The hints are that strong now. It's not just a name. It's not just the fact that he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. It's now the southern twang. It's the catchphrase. It's the kids at the picnic. The evidence is overwhelming. A massive talking point for me, though, and this really is what a lot of the theories are based on, is the fact that Bray Wyatt is the voice for Abby the Witch and the voice for Mercy the Buzzard. They haven't brought in a different voice actor for Abby the Witch or a different voice actor for Mercy the Buzzard. I feel like Abby the Witch did have a female voice in the first episode, and it is interesting that Ramblin' Rabbit isn't Bray Wyatt's voice. The reason that I say this is because I think that Abby the Witch, Mercy the Buzzard, I think they are Bray. And there's a theory that was put into the comments of the reaction video I did, and this came from Joker. And I've got to give maximum respect to Joker, because I really think you could be onto something here. Here is Joker's comment. Joker says, what if the plot twist is that this is all in his head? He is in an empty room with a puppet and a dead bird. And I can definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Because both of those characters are being voiced by Bray, kind of implies that Bray is on his own. The kids can be a, fiction of his imagination. Do think it's interesting that Ramblin' Rabbit is a different voice. Maybe Bray isn't alone. Perhaps there's someone inside this cell or room with him. So I feel like we will get that answer soon. But I absolutely love that theory. Talking of the kids, did you see how unenthusiastic they were? I loved them. I thought they were absolutely brilliant. I think that they are tired. I think they've done this many times before. And I think it's not that exciting for them anymore. I don't think there's any fun or any joy in having this picnic. And I think that's why they look so glum. Because they've done this. They've exhausted all of the enjoyment out of this. Kind of feels like this could be a bit of limbo. Kind of feels like, that things may repeat themselves. And that might be why the kids are so unenthusiastic. Definitely want to give a shout out to Hendu for talking about all of that Waylon Mercy stuff in the comments. So shout out to you. Another person that I want to give a shout out to is Piranha Plant, who actually spotted something I totally did not see, and that is in the entrance theme, there's 6 Fireflies, and that is the exact same amount of kids that there are at the picnic. This all comes to the conclusion, though, and I have got to give a massive shout out to Spoiler Free Wrestling. There's a video up on YouTube that I really enjoyed watching. I'll put a link down in the description to it, and I'm not going to go through everything because I really would urge that you watch that video. They basically came up with a theory about a week ago, and Bray Wyatt even gave that theory a black heart. So kind of implies that he liked it. And this theory is that Bray Wyatt is institutionalized, is in some kind of mental facility, mental health facility. And that kind of ties in with a lot of the things that we've already been saying. But I really like the fact that someone else has kind of reached that conclusion as well. And they've said that this is based on deleted tweets that Bray Wyatt sent out at the end of 2018. I won't go through them all, but one of them you can see on screen right now. It says, day 23, subject is showing signs of progress at times. Violent outbursts are commonplace, spewing threats at our staff in multiple languages and reciting passages from the Bible. What is really interesting about that is we have already had different languages within the Funhouse. You might remember in episode 2, Bray Wyatt welcomed us by saying bonjour, which is French for hello. And then, of course, in the recent episode, we heard him turn around to Mercy the Buzzard using the word hermano. Now, hermano is Spanish for brother. So I really like the fact that this deleted tweet seems to be connected to the Funhouse. So could it be that we see a few Bible passages being brought into future episodes? I think the link there is very interesting indeed. There we go then, guys. That's everything that I've got for you for now. I really think that's some of the most interesting theories that I've seen. And I definitely subscribe to those. There's more going on than what a lot of people think. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you've seen any other interesting theories, or maybe you've spotted something that we've missed, let us know in the comments below. Awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.